Selected, starting with the Leeds Rhinos. No Zach Hardacre means that Ben Jones-Bishop comes into the side. Tom Briscoe and Ryan Hall make up a ferocious back three. Liam Sutcliffe, as referenced by Steve, wearing the number 21 shirt alongside the captain, Kevin Sinfield. And up front, Robbie Ward making his fourth appearance for the Leeds Rhinos. He's sandwiched by experience in bucket loads. Jamie Peacock and Kylie Luluwai. Brett Delaney, Stevie Ward and Ryan Bailey make up the pack. And on the bench, Ian Kirk playing his 300th Super League game. 300th career appearance for him. Chris Clarkson. Josh Walters, the newcomer to Rugby League. He's been playing it 12 months. This his first Super League appearance. And number 30, brother of Tom Briscoe, Luke Briscoe, on the bench for the Leeds Rhinos, as named by Brian McDermott. And for the Huddersfield Giants, late chains of Leroy Kojo is absent through illness. That means Aaron Murphy moves from the wing into the centres. Jody Broughton, the speedster, is on the wing. Bruff and Kyle Wood, the halves. Earl Crabtree started on the bench against the Wigan Warriors. He starts in the front row tonight alongside Luke Robinson and Josh Johnson. Brett Ferries, Michael Lawrence and Chris Bailey, the rest of the pack. And on the bench, in comes Jason Chan. No Sean Lunt, calf injury for him. Lauren Patrick, David Fayubu and Akuma Tai. Well, the atmosphere is building inside in Headingley. Time now to go to your commentary team, and they'll be led throughout the 80 minutes by Bill Arthur.
Thanks, Brian. Back in July 1999, Iestyn Harris scored 4 tries and 13 goals for a match haul at 42 points, a Super League record in an 86-6 win here. Their opponents that night for Leeds were the Huddersfield Giants. Well, how things have changed, because the Giants come here looking for a 4th successive league win on this ground, and a lot of people are tipping them to do that tonight, with this formidable side who came back from 12-0 down to see off Wigan last time out. Last time out for Leeds, that's just last week we were here for an epic Challenge Cup tussle against the Leeds Centurions, which will have taken a lot out of the Rhinos. And now they've got to back it up against a side that is upwardly mobile in the Super League table, with 6 wins out of their last 7 appearances for Danny Brough and co in this Huddersfield Giants side, in their change strip, coming out to a well-manicured Headingley Carnegie surface. As Brian said, the temperature's still up around the 20 mark. And Coach Paul Anderson expecting a big effort from his side here tonight. And Leeds, minus, as mentioned, Zach Hardacre, but with, there in your picture, Jamie Peacock, somewhat fortuitously perhaps. £300 poorer, but not picking up a match suspension for that set 2 in the cup tie against Lee last week. Brett Ferries, who has been in great form for this Huddersfield Giants side this season, making his 50th Giants appearance. And so much depends on the form of that man, Danny Brough, Super League's top point scorer with 144 so far. Richard Silverwood has charge of this game, and Huddersfield will get us underway. Huddersfield playing into a very strong evening sunshine. As you can see, most of the pitch still in full sunlight, and it's going to be a tricky job, you suspect, for Scott Griggs and those players having to field any high balls that Leeds choose to let loose at them. Here's Kylie Luluwai. The first exchanges of this game are bound to be fierce.
Yeah, you can get a bet on that, that's for sure, Bill. And let's just face it, that Leeds, they know they had a really tough game in the Challenge Cup last week against Lee. They know they've got to get points on the board, because it's very, very warm conditions out there. Huddersfield, they're not the best starters, they realise that. And that's why it's so important that Leeds try to get the link working. And I mentioned in the build-up that Liam Sutcliffe is going to be such an important player for Leeds tonight.
Referee wiped the tackle count clean there, and Leeds immediately squander the opportunity they were given. There was a Huddersfield hand in there, so Leeds had another 6 to go, and they've blown it, I think.
Well, some people think that Leeds are actually in a mid-season form slump. It's probably over a month ago since they played to the full potential. They comprehensively beat Wigan on this ground, but although they've picked up wins, they haven't really fired on all cylinders, and that, by their standards, is a very poor start to the match.
Yeah, not the best from Delaney, and I'm sure that the coach Brian McDermott will just try to get the message out. Listen, you know, I know it's nervous. They expect so much. It's a big crowd here. The Leeds Loiners, they really want to see their team perform tonight.
Yeah, this is one of the edge matches of the season for Leeds supporters and for Huddersfield supporters as well. Good Far Town representation here tonight, seeing their side coming forward with Luke Robinson in this hooking role because Sean Lunt is still unfit, unable to take his place in the Giants side tonight, as was Leroy Cudjoe, taken ill yesterday, as Griggs puts a kick in for McGilvray to chase, but too strong for him. And misdirected as well and gathered by Ryan Hall, his hair newly bleached blonde.
Yeah, it's a fashion stakes these days, but Ryan Hall, you've got to give him credit for that. He anticipated that. He dropped back right into that corner. There's a new fashion. Close crop.
I think it's been around for a while, actually, but never mind. Here's Jamie Peacock. More silver than blonde. Now Delaney.
He'll be a key factor as well. Delaney realises that he came up with that error, but it's all about field position, because we know these are probably the two best field kickers throughout Super League in Danny Brough and Kevin Sinfield, and the chase, and that's pretty good from Leeds.
The chase was good, but I was very impressed with Brett Ferris. The kick pressure there on Kevin Sinfield, that allowed the Huddersfield back three, one of which was Jermaine McGilvray, to field that ball on the full, and I think that will be a very important component tonight.
Broughton, Jody Broughton coming into the side this evening because of Cudjoe's absence, knocks on there. And that's just a simple error.
I'm afraid it's schoolboy, and it just shows you that the lack of concentration, but the tension before this game. We saw into the dressing room, and they look very, very tense, did the Giants. Leeds, of course, very early in the piece. You could see Brian McDermott had them all sat down. He was very, very calm, cool and collected.
Sinfield. Here's Callum Watkins. Leeds looking to go top, albeit might only be briefly. But St Helens have a tricky assignment in southwest France this weekend against the Catalan Dragons. So Leeds could capitalise if they are to win this one. Here is Sinfield now. Peacock, Sutcliffe, Ben Jones-Bishop.
Interesting to see how Ben Jones-Bishop came linking in on the inside. Normally, you usually get it with Zach Hardaker going out on the side, but he's got an opportunity.
Forward. Bailey rumbles it forward to about 5 metres out for the Rhinos. And then the penalty is awarded. Huddersfield desperately trying to slow things down, succeeding, but conceding the penalty.
But Phil Clark mentioned on the stats before in the build-up to this game that is one problem that the Giants have, giving away far too many penalties, especially early in the game. It's real pressure now for the Giants.
Tap quickly taken. Sutcliffe, Sinfield, sold the dummy, takes him on, and gets Leeds closer to that Giants line. Leeds, such good starters, and Ward is trying to sniff for another try. He got one in the cup, a crucial cup try last week. Was close again there. Sutcliffe drifting across the field, could open up for Hall now, but the Giants cover is good. Across, Joel Moon drifts back across the field. This lazy running style he's got. Leeds come infield. Peacock now offloads. Sinfield stretches. Delaney. Callum Watkins is away for the first try of the game. Wrong-footing the Giants cover, and Leeds snuffed out on their left-hand side. Switchblade to the other side, and Callum Watkins gets his 8th try of this Super League campaign, and showed great footwork there as well to open up the Giants cover.
Nothing short of brilliant on this one, that is for sure. You talk about the footwork, and that was Broughton's error that gave Leeds the opportunity. Watch Twinkle Toes here. This is brilliant stuff. They were under pressure, they got the penalty. It's a problem that the Giants, we've already mentioned that. But from the offload from Peacock, look at this. Watch in sheer admiration. In and out. Oh, that's brilliant.
Well, the outside defender here, Danny Brough, he tries to turn the attacker Callum Watkins back in field, and he succeeds in that, but tremendous footwork there, and defend as well on Wardle, allows Watkins to score. That was sensational individual skill there from the right centre of the Leeds Rhinos. just as you thought perhaps the Giants had weathered that storm. Tackle 5, Watkins comes up with an absolute piece of brilliance.
Kevin Sinfield just lines up this kick to continue what would be a great start for Leeds, but there just may be a better centre in Super League, but there is no team with a better pair of centres than what Leeds have at present. Joe Moon on the left-hand side and Callum Watkins on the right are the best two centres that any team have in this competition, and in my opinion, Callum Watkins is the best player, and he's just demonstrated the individual brilliance. There are very few people in the world of rugby who can make this look as easy as what he does. Dancing feet, skips from one player, great strength evasion, and the acceleration then to get him over for that first try.
There's Callum Watkins, his try converted by Kevin Sinfield for his 50th goal of this season to give Leeds the 6-0 start. And this is the scenario, Phil, you were exactly talking about before the game, about Leeds being good starters, the Giants not being such good starters. The Giants come up with the error and Leeds capitalise.
Well, I think that Huddersfield need to learn, don't they, from their lesson when they played against Wigan a few weeks back. Can't allow Leeds to score another point. It's okay coming back from 12-0 down. You can do it once or twice a season, but you can't do it on a regular basis. Huddersfield, well, they've sat waiting, I think, Steve-O, for 2 weeks for this game, and it particularly maybe hasn't helped them. They've been maybe nervous to looking at the fixture, and the start of the match hasn't been one of their best.
Well, I made the point that, you know, this Giants outfit can't be overconfident.
So Leeds with an early try under their belts as Sinfield thumps that one. Out on the full, but he didn't half thump that one.
Yeah, I mean, he had plenty of time. He wasn't as though he was under pressure. We mentioned that it was going to be a great duel between Kevin Sinfield and Danny Brough tonight, but he'll be very disappointed with that.
He will really. That's the soft error there from the Leeds skipper, and it's good field position this time for the Giants, so it'll be interesting to see if the Giants can now build a bit of pressure and you know, ask questions of this very, very good Leeds defence.
Josh Johnson felt that, the youngster in the front row for the Giants.
Lulawai did not miss. There's a belter. Oh, and that was a big rate cross on that short pass from Danny Brough. Look at this. Oh, was that a shoulder charge? Maybe, I don't know.
Down the short side come the Giants with Grix. Brough now for Bailey. Behind Johnson this time, great footwork from Wooden. He is through and they will get an instant response. And Kyle Woods gets his second of the season. And you saw some fantastic footwork from Callum Watkins at one end, but there was a little step there from Kyle Wood that just run-footed the Rhinos cover. And the 26-year-old, whose only other try came back in February, gets his second of the campaign.
Well, it's all about taking advantage of the error, and it certainly was a big one from the skipper, Kevin Sinfield. But this was superb. Anything you can do, I can match it or even make it look better. Tremendous.
It was an absolutely outstandingly executed piece of play there, and Kyle Wood, he absolutely timed his run to perfection. He made sure there was no question about obstruction there to allow Richardson to award the try straight away. A lovely sweep line behind the player, and my word, what great footwork to take him into the clear.
And Brough levels the scores with that conversion, and Leeds have held that advantage for 3 minutes.
Well, it's what we expected, Bill. It wasn't something out of the top drawer, and it certainly was from Kyle Wood.
You know, there is a tendency in the modern day for teams to pass the ball behind one player to another one and try and create that overlap out wide. I think teams have done it now for several years in Super League, but it's great to see a half-backer, a small, fast player, prepared to take on the defenders and not just shift the ball on, hoping that you'll create some space out wide, backing yourself with some confidence and some speed.
12-12 when these two sides met in round 4. Very tight, cagey contest. Already the indications in this one is that there might be a few more points in it. There's going to be plenty of aggression, that's for sure. Josh Johnson seems to be on the end of most of it.
Yeah, they're pinpointing him, aren't they? They often feel, and this is going to be a big game for this fella as well. Earl Crabtree. He knows he's got the body strength and to get to the half break, but whether he can offload or not, oh, that's good defence. No chance for Brett Ferris there.
On on the last, and Robinson gets it away to Brough, who hoists a kick. And Ryan Hall, plenty of time underneath it, but also has Jermaine McGilvray to contend with as he collects the ball. McGilvray timing his challenge well. Here is Ben Jones-Bishop now. He'll be off to Salford Red Devils next season. They have one of their major recruits for their new campaign.
Well, I fully expected, Bill, that the both packs would get right into each other, but what we've seen so far is that both sides quite happy to maybe trundle it up at a couple of occasions, but then try to get the link out to the three quarters.
Here is Peacock. And Peacock has left a Giants player down on the ground. It's Luke Robinson.
He caught him fair and square, I think, on the chest. Yeah, you can see the ball carrying arm right onto the chest and maybe the shoulder then connected. You can see that Luke Robinson.
Watch the impact of the head on the floor as well as it jogs back.
I think Robinson's trying to cover the ball there, isn't he? Trying to hit around the ball, but obviously it's Peacock's shoulder that makes contact with Robinson's head, and as you rightly say, Phil, he banged his head as he hit the floor as well, but he's a tough cook, is Luke Robinson.
I'd be surprised, though, if he wasn't taken from the field here now. It's the modern-day policy, isn't it, for any suspected head injury?
There's a player down as well.
Ryan Bailey are down as well for Leeds.
It looks as though there's a problem with his knee, and that looks very, very... Well, they concern the physiotherapist. Looks like a bit of a cartilage problem, but either way, the technique from Luke Robinson just couldn't get the head out to the left-hand side far enough, and collides, and this is the incident where Bailey picks up the well, I think that might have been a twist. That could have been a cartilage problem.
Well, he's back up on his feet, Ryan Bailey, and Luke Robinson's back up on his feet. He's a tough cookie.
This is a good kick. Oh, well taken. Under a lot of pressure. Get away from the sideline.
But yeah, flirting with the whitewash there was Scott Griggs. And now here's Jody Broughton, and he'll make sure he keeps a hold of this ball this time. Crabtree going across the field. Oh, ricochet there off Kylie Luluai. And not many people ricochet off Kylie Luluai.
Well, again, the technique from Kylie Luluai. Well, I'll tell you what.
Josh Johnson didn't ricochet.
Well, what about the shoulder charge?
I think with that one, he's actually got to try and get his arm round. So that's why it wouldn't be
He's flattened Luke Robinson as well. A man on a mission.
Well, this is incredible. Kylie Luluai, raw meat before the game.
That's a great kick, Chase. So it's a lovely kick from Griggs into the corner, and that right edge of the Giants really chased well. And look how revved up they are now to prevent this Leeds Rhinos side coming forward.
Just suddenly, somebody's turned this up to walk factor 10. It's all systems go now. And it's Tom Briscoe.
He's got one. Wardle has gone in and given him a right belt.
Oh, now then. Brough was down low. Wardle up top. The crowd not liking that one.
Richard Silverwood is. Oh, the possession.
Tremendous work from the Giants there. The line speed was phenomenal. It forced the error, and consequently they've got the penalty. And the question now is, do you keep the pressure on? Do you take the 2 points?
Take the tap. Get on with it. Looks like Robinson's going to take the tap.
Just a brief lull in proceedings here after just a frantic couple of minutes. And that ball's come loose. And referee Silverwood says it was knocked on by Bailey.
I bet the whistle took the 2 now, Bill.
Yeah, that's gone. Water under the bridge, but you can hear the crowd lifting now. They were pretty quiet when the Giants fought back, equalised. Well, Robbie Ward found himself with the ball just at his feet. The power of the defence.
Well, Kylie Luluai has lit the blue touch paper, hasn't he? It really has, and both sides now, they've really upped the line speed and the collision.
I'll take my hat off to Luke Robinson, because he was flattened tackling Jamie Peacock a moment ago, and he's back up on his feet and willing to take on Kylie Luluai. And Leeds have coughed up possession, and the Giants have it back.
Yeah, a little bit of panic play there by the Rhinos. We really need to settle things down. It looked as though they were getting supremacy in the forward battle, but then just trying to offload in difficult conditions.
Go! Come on, Jamie, hold your
Here is Michael Lawrence now. One of the Giants' top tacklers this season, Lawrence, but taking the ball forward there. Bailey, that is clear obstruction there. He went round Earl Crabtree, and that does take some doing to start with.
Yeah, he gave himself up here, didn't he? Yeah, realised he'd done it. Well, with all the palaver we've had with the obstruction, that is quite clear. Nobody can say that that wasn't.
Well, we should be critical of the attacking team here, and I'm not picking out those players. But when players run behind their opponents, I don't know why we're having any criticism of the officials. That's an obstruction, and it's a penalty.
So Leeds, having just coughed up possession a couple of times in the last few minutes.
There's a problem with Bailey. He's not right.
No, he's on his haunches in back play again, Bailey.
I think he'll have to go off. Good run, though, by Ward. That's quick thinking by the hooker.
Leeds with Sinfield. Peacock now. Peacock straight up the middle. Johnson, Lawrence and Crabtree make the tackle for the Giants, who are virtually back on their own try line now. Robbie Ward, Liam Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe to Joel Moon. Moon swats aside Kyle Wood and gets the pass away to Ryan Hall. Hall change of direction to Sutcliffe now. And Leeds
kick to the corner, surely.
Not making progress on that set. And Sinfield shaped to go one way, kicks straight ahead virtually, and McGilvray is tackled in goal. Good work to complete that set from the Rhinos.
Great work by the captain. You talk about a captain's not, look at that, not satisfied with the fact he's got a good lumbering kick into the in-goal area, pulls off a perfect tackle.
Yeah, his kick selection was outstanding there. He looked to his right, saw there was nothing on, and then just turned and took the ball the opposite way. But it wasn't just the kick, Steve. As you've rightly pointed out, it's the fact once he put boot to ball, he put the chase in, he put the hammer down to chase, and the reward is another set of 6 tackles.
First goal line drop out of the game, and Brough reaches Sutcliffe. And then Peacock, Crabtree and Bailey with the tackle. Bailey, as in Ryan Bailey in the Leeds colours, still out there at the moment. Despite once more having attention from the physio, here he is. Turns and passes simply. Ben Jones-Bishop and loses his footing. Sinfield down the short side. Stevie Ward now. Ward. Good run of action, Stevie Ward. Getting good game time. Sinfield, Sutcliffe likewise. Ben Jones-Bishop, and they're going to the left. They've got Moon. Moon steps back inside, gets it to Ben Jones-Bishop, and Ben Jones-Bishop back in the side and back on this score sheet. But referee Richard Silverwood wants video ref Phil Bentham to have a look at this.
I think it's just the grounding that he's concerned about. Everything else in the build-up was fine as far as he was concerned. He's just lost sight of the ball as he's gone over the line to put the ball down, and that's what he's asked the video referee Phil Bentham to have a look at. So it's just this grounding here. Does he keep hold of it? Does he remain in possession and have downward pressure? Well, you can see why he's sent it upstairs. Does he keep hold of it?
Oh, he looks as though he may have lost it. There was definitely a Huddersfield arm trying to attempt to knock that ball down.
I think the thing is here that he has to remain in possession of it. If he loses possession, it'll be no try. And I think you can say there he's still got hold of the ball and there is downward pressure, so this should be okay.
Well, does he lose it? Is there a gap between the thumb at this point? You can see that. Well, you can see that it pulls away.
That's a try. That's his 8th try in 8 games. I'm convinced. You know, we haven't seen a lot of Ben Jones-Bishop, but he could be one of the best players in this competition. He's a fantastic talent.
Well, it could go either way. We'll have to wait and see.
There's only one way. And Ben Jones-Bishop back in the side because of Zach Hardaker's 5-game ban. Back with, as Phil said, his 8th try of this campaign.
Beautiful link, suitable as they come through it. And you can see the Huddersfield defence, they're hanging off. They came out of the line when it was far too late. A great offload by Joel Moon. Absolutely superb. Quick hands, just shows you what he can achieve.
Yeah, it was excellent work, wasn't it? There was a right-to-left shift. George Bishop was involved earlier on, putting the ball on, but it was the offload from Joel Moon that gave them the half chance against the Huddersfield Giants defence that was heading across, and George Bishop took advantage.
Sinfield takes advantage with 2 more points, and Leeds back in front, 12 points to 6. Ben Jones-Bishop with Hardacre out for 5 games. Well, he could be looking at a good run in the side.
Yeah, it was talent, wasn't it, really? And I'm sure that the confidence given to him by Brian McDermott said, look, you know, just play to your skill. But that was outstanding from Moon. Always looking for the offload. But at the last moment, you could see that the Giants' defence, they came out of the line far too late. Hesitated on the build-up and then tried to get to him. Too late is the cry.
Brough goes for a low scudding restart. It's Ben Jones-Bishop on the end of it, and then Jamie Peacock.
Well, we said before the game that Leeds are pretty good in the opening quarter, and they have been again here, primarily because they've had far more ball. In fact, they've had twice as much possession. You see there the breaks, the meters and the tackle. There isn't a significant difference. But if one team has much more of the ball, generally in this sport it makes a difference. And Leeds have shown there with that second try. If they're given the ball close to opponent's line, they have enough good players to get over it. And Paul Anderson is aware. He's just hoping, I suppose, sooner or later, this possession might swing back in his favour.
Here's Delaney now. Saw Ian Kirk on. Kylie Luluai has gone off to be replaced by Kirk. Sinfield's kick straight into the waiting arms of Jody Broughton, which is a risky strategy because Broughton is one of the quickest players in the game. One of the Giants' close season signings in the side, as we've mentioned, because Leroy Cudjoe was taken ill yesterday. So Murphy has moved into the centres. Broughton has come in on the wing.
But you could see what Kevin Sinfield was trying to do. You can see the lengthening shadows. It was very, very difficult for the winger to see that. He had to shield it with his eyes while the ball had left the boot of the skipper. So he took it well under those conditions.
Kumatai took some shifting there. The tackle that went on for a good few seconds was eventually completed, and Robinson then puts a good kick in. And the Leeds fullback, Ben Jones-Bishop, is there to gather it for his side.
It's been a feature of the last 4 or 5 weeks by the Giants, is the kick and chase especially, and you can see it was quite superb there. Pretty good solid one line there. Paul Anderson will, I'm sure, be a little bit upset with the conceding the try there to Ben Jones-Bishop.
You tend to find it's the 3 tackles, isn't it? Not just the one when you catch the man who's taken the kick up, but generally they use a fullback or a winger and another outside back, and it's the speed. If you can handle those first 3, you give yourselves a chance.
Peacock, Luke Robinson again, standing in his path and helping to stop his progress. Sutcliffe casually puts boot to ball and gets great elevation, but McGilvray with back to time underneath that, runs it back, picks out Robbie Ward, one of the smallest players on the pitch, to run it back at. Ward stands firm.
Well, you talk about enthusiasm and running his blood to water. That's what's been happening with Robbie Ward, the hooker tonight. It was really top quality work, and they're keeping this fella quiet, aren't they?
Held calls referee Silverwood. 3 tackles gone. Ferris back on the inside to Grix, but well read by Brett Delaney. Robinson, Ferris now, and Broughton couldn't take that pass. A bit of a mix-up there, really.
Well, it looked as though they were going for a set pattern. He wanted Joe Wardle to come very, very short to the second row of Brett Ferris and made a right meal of it. Lack of confusion there.
Kirk leaves Crabtree on the seat of his pants, and that doesn't happen very often. Big cheer from the south stand at that. Peacock bounces off Lawrence. Lawrence comes back for his second attempt.
Big hit, wasn't it?
Is Stevie Ward now, one of the try scorers in that nail-biting cup tie against the Centurions of Lee last week. Lee did well to win a championship game against Halifax last night. Oh, Sinfield, that pass didn't do him any favours from Sutcliffe, and Sutcliffe apologises.
And rightly so.
Yeah, that was just poor skill, wasn't it? I mean, left to right pass there under no pressure. And it was just a lazy effort there, and it really did put Kevin Sinfield under pressure. And instead of Leeds turning the ball over in the Huddersfield 20, now the Giants have got the ball in relatively good field position.
John, I made a point before the kick-off that this was a golden opportunity for Liam Sutcliffe to really cement himself in this Leeds side. But I think the nerves are just getting to him at the moment.
Well, it's not a great pass from Robinson, but Kyle Wood was able to pick it up on the bounce.
This is the super sub. He's going to get his hands on the ball. No, it comes wide. I was just going to mention number 15, Lam Patrick, has just come onto the field for Huddersfield. It's amazing how often he comes on and gets a try in the first few touches.
Well, he made a massive impact when he came on against Wigan last time out for the Giants. At that point, they were trailing 12-0, and that was when Paul Anderson made his changes. Patrick was one of them, and it helped turn the direction of the game. Penalty conceded by the Giants. Delaney, the finger pointed at him by referee Silverwood.
And they've also got Jason Chan out there, so the big Giants bench are now out on the field. Patrick Chan and Akuma Tai.
Well, the thing that's baffling me is that Brian McDermott is still keeping the big fella out there, Ryan Bailey, and he's just not, he can hardly walk, never mind run. Surely Huddersfield will start pinpointing him.
That is Akuma Tai playing the ball, and that is Patrick, and that is what he can do. Very nearly clean through the defence, like a cannonball. That ball ricochets though. Akuma Tai couldn't take it. Sinfield good, and the chance goes begging. No advantage, says the referee. Leeds were offside. That valiant defence counts for nothing. Huddersfield get the penalty.
Yeah, there wasn't one Leeds player that made it over the whitewash there. You can see, look, Peacock wasn't even standing square. They were all offside. And they had to get the nod, I feel.
So Huddersfield, again, spurn the opportunity to go for 2 points. They go for the tap. And Kyle Wood, he's done it once, he tried to do it again. This time Leeds shut him down. Robinson to Brough to Akuma Tai. That looked forward. The South Stand certainly thought so down below us. The pressure still coming. The ball bounces up for Ferris. Ferris trying to burrow his way to the try line, but Leeds held up. Get everybody and everything under him. He's held up, says the referee. So Brett Ferris will bring it back to 10 metres out, plays the ball. 4 tackles gone. Brough, Jason Chan is tackled. That's the 5th. Bang in front of those posts. What is Brough going to come up with? A little kick, perhaps. It does. Across field. McGilvray will climb for this. Looking to bat it back. He won't need to. Almost Jermaine McGilvray didn't quite have what it needed to get there.
Boy, that was brilliant from Moon. Ryan Hall. I think it was Liam Sutcliffe that helped out there. It looked for all the world they were going to concede the try.
Well, those last-ditch efforts, Steve, that's what the Rhinos have become famous for. That's why the points conceded are so few, and they really do help each other and work so hard to cover any chinks in the armour.
Yeah, Leeds have conceded a miserly 27 tries in 15 rounds of Super League this season, and that's the sort of defence that has helped them keep the try tally down. But that's a good set from the Huddersfield perspective, forcing Leeds to kick from deep in their own half, but it is a good kick from Sutcliffe into the arms of Broughton.
He needs to get into top gear or it's slowing down.
Josh Walters on and helping to make the tackle there, the youngster, Guildford-born, rugby union convert. Josh Walters came on in the heat of the cup tie last week against the Centurions and had a big game. There he is again, making the tackle, number 28.
Well, as I said, it didn't surprise me that Brian McDermott had to do something with Bailey. Just wasn't up to it. Really has a bad knee problem.
Ron Patrick plays the ball. Here is Brough stretching for that pass. Joe Wardle having a big season. Joe Wardle, really one of the form centres in the competition. There's only 2 Huddersfield Giants players in England's mid-season training squad. Surprisingly, that kick out and means Leeds will restart on the 20.
Well, Danny Brough will be furious because it was only Aaron Murphy that wanted to get himself involved with that. Okay, it was a little bit too strong in the end, but they didn't have the numbers for the kick from Brough.
Here is Walters. Plays the ball. Tom Briscoe. Waiting to see his younger brother Luke coming on. We'll have the Briscoe boys on the pitch. Here is Josh Walters, Joel Moon, I beg your pardon, carving across the field.
And this is a good position for Leeds, and they know it.
Kylie Luluai back in after a breather. Sinfield kicks cross field.
Oh, he hasn't got the boots on tonight, has he?
Again, radar not fixed on.
You don't see that too often.
I'll be very disappointed, won't he? Especially that was a really good set from a tap 20, and the three quarters were instrumental, as Phil's pointed out, in getting them going forward. Both Jones, Bishop, Briscoe, Moon, and they built a good position up there. But that was just a total waste by Kevin Sinfield there on the last tackle.
So important for both sides to realise that if they can get in the opposition half, then oh, that looked forward, got away with it. All the South Stand agree.
Lon Patrick's come out of that last run, clutching his left wrist. And the Giants fumble the ball. Neither side has been absolutely spot on in aspects of their game.
That was a mile forward, as you can see there. Got away with it, but this is just poor play, poor understanding on this left-hand side. Poor Jody Broughton. The best pass for him to get to. Maybe it would have been better just to have dropped on the loose ball.
Well, we felt the Giants' left side attack would be very potent, and it certainly isn't at the minute. The misfiring, the not quite timing the runs properly, and the passes just aren't going to hand.
It's Callum Watkins who opened the scoring here at Headingley this evening in this showdown between the Huddersfield Giants and the Leeds Rhinos, 2nd versus 6th, but not a lot between these sides in terms of the table. Just 6 points covering the top 6 in the Super League table. It is enticingly tight at the top of the table at the moment. Sinfield, Sutcliffe now. Here is Josh Walters, once of Middlesbrough Rugby Union. Robbie Ward, Sutcliffe outside of the boot, puts the kick in, and McGilvray fumbling for it, turns and sees 3 Leeds players closing him down.
That was a crafty kick as well, mainly due to the fact that he just pile drived it into the ground, and it made it very, very difficult for McGilvray to get to it. That's a good kick. Look, when he hit the ground, he can bounce all over the joint. You've just got no idea where it's going.
That's tackle 3, and they've hardly made any yards whatsoever at the minute, the Giants, so they really have revved up in this defensive set, the Leeds Rhinos.
And Brough goes for a 40-20. Ben Jones Bishop comes across. Oh, Brough gets what he wanted. Brilliant. Not play. Quite how he wanted, but Ben Jones Bishop desperately trying to salvage the situation, can only help the ball into touch.
And this is what I love about rugby league. Players who've got brains. He didn't wait until the last. He went early. He realised that Ben Jones Bishop was not in the right position. And soon as it dipped to the left-hand side, look at the expression on Danny Brough. He knows that could be a game changer.
I'm pretty sure I was in Australia now, Stuart. Can a side take a quick tap penalty when they kick a 40-20? I think I've seen that recently. They kick it out. The attacking side then can run, so it speeds the game up even more, which I'm not sure is a great thing.
They don't have the scrum. They just have a tap restart to get the thing going again. Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's Danny Brough's 6th 40-20 of this season, the top 40-20 kicker in the competition. But as it wasn't strictly a 40-20, it doesn't count.
No, he took it out. He definitely touched it, did Ben Jones Bishop.
And now they've blown the opportunity anyway.
Yeah. It's one thing utilising, you know, the man with the ball just going, and they tried to use the ball carrying arm against the man who's coming in to defend him.
Stuart, just going back to that 40-20 kick, do you imagine then that we'll soon mimic them and have a tap to restart rather than having the scrum?
Well, I think it's probably a good way of having a look how the law works and what effects it has in other areas. So, you know, as we have done with some of the laws, let them try it and then they'll decide that it's either good or bad, and then we'll have a look at it after that. There's quite a few of them that we've just decided not to bother with.
But that wasn't a 40-20, Stuart.
wasn't a 40-20, no.
Well, let's hope one day we can get the rules in this country the same as every other country, or maybe Australia, New Zealand.
It's good to see the Australians willing to be a test bed for the sport.
It becomes from down
just try
under,
a few things, and then Super League will put them to better use.
Yeah.
Penalty goes the Rhinos' way.
Indiscipline, yet again. It has been a problem, and Paul Anderson is fully aware of it. On the Giants, and this is a good opportunity yet again. You know, Leeds slowly but surely really taking hold of this game. They're controlling it.
Kylie Luluai takes that ball up, and now it's Ian Kirk. Kirk always takes some stopping, not the flashiest player, but making his 300th career appearance here, Ian Kirk.
Interested to see young Briscoe, Luke Briscoe as well, who's running the dummy half at the minute.
There he is. So we got both Briscoe boys on the pitch. Another of the Leeds production line. Here is another one, Liam Sutcliffe, and Sutcliffe very close to forcing his way over. Sinfield now. Stevie Ward does well. Ball over the top. Oh, and they couldn't quite get it to Tom Briscoe.
Chance begging, and they know it. He took the opportunity they really had. The Giants' defence completely bamboozled. You could see there the centre and the winger had already gone. It was a huge gap.
Free play though, I think, Steve. I think the Huddersfield player played at that. They see it came off Brough, and then Watkins took the odds. They've gone to hand, it have been great, but that's what the free play's about. They'll go back now, and it'll be Kevin Sinfield to put the ball in, obviously receive the ball out of the scrum.
But a golden opportunity, and they know it.
It's Luke Briscoe locking the scrum there, so Luke and Tom on, the second pair of brothers to play alongside each other for Leeds in Super League after Anthony and David Gibbons in 1996. And to Luke Briscoe, 20 years of age, imploring referee Silverwood to speed the ball up. Sutcliffe now, Sinfield, Stevie Ward, change of direction. Walters. There's some youngsters out there now, Leeds have. Briscoe, Walters, Ward, and once more crossing there.
Obstruction.
It's an obstruction. He's caught the ball on the inside of the player and gone round the back, and he's deemed that's been an obstruction there. Now, what they also have to take into account in this situation is there enough depth in that pass not to affect the defence.
It's also when they catch it on the outside. I think that's a very marginal decision, that one, and
Marginal, I think it's wrong.
correct.
But he's made an instant decision. It can't be easy as a referee stood out there. I'll tell you what has been impressive, though. Huddersfield's defence, they've not had that much ball, but they've missed very few tackles. Just 6 misses, 97%. The defence has been good. But with the possession and the stats we've had, you'd expect Leeds to be ahead as they currently are.
The Giants trail 12-6. Now
that
the crowd
can't be
appealing for an
obstruction.
obstruction there is Fayumu.
Well, if this carries on, you daren't run around a player. He's got that right, thankfully.
Brough hoists that one, but really goes straight up in the air. Tom Briscoe is underneath it, does well. Brough makes the follow-up tackle. The Leeds winger coped well with that situation. Here is Callum Watkins now. Watkins finds Ryan Hall, but Hall is found by Michael Lawrence.
Now, Michael, square! Go, 2.
Good field position, though, by Leeds now. They know it. Still got another 2 up the sleeve before they'll get the kick away. Say it can often be a game just like chess. It's all about putting yourself in that right position.
Here is Kylie Luluai. That's the 5th tackle. This first half is shot by. As Sinfield puts the kick in, and that is a good one. That's his best kick of the night. Out of hand.
You can see the backspin on that, Bill. It was very, very good indeed. That'll calm his nerves down because he hasn't been in the top form in that department in the kicking. But again, the chase. They look eager, don't they? You keep saying that there's so many youngsters out there. Oh, dearie me today. That's a coach killer.
Sorry, Steve-O, the time running out in the first half. Is this an opportunity for Leeds before half-time to extend their advantage?
Well, it is an opportunity, but you're right. They're close to the line. They've got 6 plays. And, you know, when you don't have a Rob Burrow or Danny Maguire out there for the Rhinos, they don't have that blistering pace in the middle of the field where they can capitalise on a peacock-type offload or some second-phase play. So I guess being close to the line offers the footwork from players like Moon and Watkins, Hall and Ben Jones-Bishop. Do you know what? You're under pressure if you're trying to defend now in the last 2 minutes against Leeds.
Phil, I think we might see some from this youngster, Luke Briscoe. I think we might see a little bit of run from dummy half. He's adventurous.
Sinfield, here is Kirk. Kirk driven back by good Giants defence there. Lon Patrick leading the way. Sutcliffe now. Joel Moon. Moon. A little shimmy and a step, but again, good Huddersfield defence. Trying to keep Leeds at bay in the closing minutes of this first half. That's the 5th tackle. The Giants back on their own goal line as Sinfield passes the ball and Briscoe on the wing takes it, but takes the tackle as well. Gets the pass away to Ben Jones-Bishop. He puts the kick in. It's still alive, the referee says. It's still the last. A little kick ahead from Stevie Ward, but he's lost possession. The Giants have it back. Griggs gathers, and they see out the threat.
Well, he's not happy, Brian McDermott. He knows he's got plenty of players out there. We're talking about the youngsters out for the Leeds, but they've got experience to have got that kick away to apply even more pressure.
Yeah, Leeds have dominated possession, haven't they, in field position, and so I think Huddersfield won't feel too aggrieved at this scoreline, especially as they'll get this last set before the half's completed there. Well, it interferes at the play of the ball, but
yeah, Lulawai definitely got the knee into the man wanting to play the ball. Crowd don't like it. But I'm with you, John, is that Paul Anderson, the Giants coach, will be pretty pleased having, well, at the moment, Tony's 6 points down, and this guy's created a bit of havoc, hasn't he, since he's come on, Lon Patrick.
It's the last minute of the first 40. Kyle Woods, one of this first half's try scorers, a Spartan try it was as well. Here is Brough. Brough for Patrick. Patrick, always a threat when he hits that ball at such pace. Brough, little chip kick over the top. The ball is going to be batted dead by Ben Jones-Bishop with the thunder of Huddersfield hooves in his ears.
Well, they won't be rushing this with it. It's a neat little chip over, wasn't it, by Brough? Just got the bounce, and the fullback, Ben Jones-Bishop, thankfully, it escaped Tom Briscoe.
Well, they've probably got a couple of plays, Bill.
What about a drop goal, John? Are you confident enough, although they're not daft enough to kick the ball directly into Danny Brough, are they?
No, I think they'll just try and kick it as far away from their own goal line as possible. So I think Scott Griggs will end up fielding this. Oh, rub it on, Kevin.
Well, Kevin normally does that to try to get it in. Kick over the top.
Kick over the top from Wood. McGilvray is going to chase, but Ryan Hall will get there first.
And that should do it.
It is the last play of the first 40. And Brian McDermott strides back up the tunnel, back to the dressing room. A draining first half. Kylie Lulawai looking weary after what has been a bruising first 40 minutes. It hasn't been the best performance from either side, but it has been, as you'd expect, fiercely contested, and Leeds have the edge at the break by 12 points to 6.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Bill. Neither side at their best, but a bruising Super League encounter nonetheless. Leeds Rhinos, well, they've lost just twice in the last 11 games, and remember, yet to lose at home in Super League this year. We've got full halftime analysis coming up after a short break.
Has he got downward pressure?
I think so.
When I
met you in the summer.
What was the last adventure you took your family on? What will be the next?
In the summer.
Excuse me, I could save you. £230 on your car insurance.
Cheers, mate.
Confused.com.
Bye, Brian.
Bye, small person.
From the writer of Green Street. Powerful.
Come on!
Brutal.
It's all a bit lock stock, isn't it?
Top Dog, out now on DVD.
Don't tell me I can't.
Because I can.
I can.
I can.
Because I can. And I will.
Who's your perfect for Father's Day out now?
Stan?
James?
All right.
Shh, James! Amazing things are happening here.
Really?
Oh, James of little faith. Watch and learn, and the winners will be revealed unto thee.
Well, I've been doing a form analysis. That any use?
As if he can read.
Point taken. Silly me.
Bet from the heart.
Bet with the head.
Bet £10.
Get £10 free at stanjames.com.
My job is to hunt terrorists.
We are a top agent. We need you.
I don't negotiate. I don't take prisoners. Within 3 days, I will find him. You can start counting.
3 days to kill.
Grab our new Easy Carry packs and celebrate the 2014 FIFA World Cup.
Sky Sports 5, your new home of European football, launches August 12th.
Has he got downward pressure?
I think so.
Get off to a great start. Callum Watkins scoring after 5 minutes. Phil referenced that in his pre-match build-up. He said the Leeds Rhinos are very good at scoring early and don't concede many early. They did on this occasion. Kyle Wood crossing for the Giants, an important score, John.
Yeah, first of all, Watkins, that was a great piece of skill, wasn't it? Great piece of footwork to take him on the inside of Danny Brough. We're going to have a look at the Kyle Wood try, because this is the first time that Huddersfield got over for a score. It was in the 10th minute. This to draw level at 6 apiece. I like this. I picked this out because it was perfectly well crafted. Chris Bailey was about to take reception of the ball now. He fixes up Jamie Peacock, makes sure he's got to commit to him. Josh Johnson's line there just holds Ryan Bailey for that split second long enough for Kyle Wood to get outside, and then that's a natural halves play. Send Stevie Ward with a dummy, and he had enough pace to do the rest.
Can't believe they didn't go upstairs to the video referee for that one. Clear obstruction in my book.
Don't start. Don't start.
Look, we weren't sitting beside each other for this game, but we both marked down separately a piece of skill from Kevin Sinfield on the 16th minute. We said Leeds Rhinos missing Rob Burrow, missing Danny Maguire, missing Paul Ayton would have a lot depending on Kevin Sinfield's performance. 16 minutes in, this was a marvellous piece from their captain.
Yeah, and this was an individual piece of play rather than the stuff we highlighted pre-game, which was him directing the pack. What I would say is that just look at the small bits inside this piece of play. There's Kevin Sinfield. This is the kick through that ends up being a dropout and forced dropout. I want you to keep your eye on Sinfield now. He's a right-footed kicker, is Sinfield. We know he's very good. But that's a left-footed kick on the fly, and that's not his first decision. He gets a good chase through on the outside from Hall and from Moon, but he's the first person to get there and to pull Jermaine McGilvray down and get a repeat set. Now, from that repeat set, again, Kevin Sinfield. Have a look. This is the key. Here's Kevin Sinfield. Have a look at how he gets out and he engages this line. And crucially, the effect that that has on Earl Crabtree. Keep your eye on Earl Crabtree once we've done. Engages and stops Crabtree from going till now. He's worked hard as Earl. He switched off just for a second there, and then they get him back on the inside. Ben Jones-Bishop able to put the feet on him and get across. That was the try that put them in the lead, a lead they've not relinquished, and Kevin Sinfield has played a huge role in that.
Again, scored on that lethal left-hand side that the Leeds Rhinos have. Well, the Huddersfield Giants, John, they haven't given themselves much of a chance. They have been, I think, flagrant, probably asked for the word, with possession.
Well, I think two things. The discipline, again, that's come back to haunt them. A couple on the last tackle. One from Ferries in particular was criminal. I think Leeds' game plan has revolved heavily around getting to the edges, and in particular, Danny Brough and Kyle Wood. They've got to Kyle Wood an awful lot down their left edge, Huddersfield's right, but it's been a second quarter fraught by mistakes, hasn't it? The majority of which have come from the visitors.
Yeah, the Huddersfield Giants will need to get into this game quickly if they're to continue this great run they have against the Leeds Rhinos and this great run they have here at Headingley Stadium. We're going to take a short break now. When we come afterwards, we've got a second half live here at Headingley Stadium. Leeds Rhinos up against the Huddersfield Giants and leading 12 points to 6.
Looks like a job for the old magic sponge.
New Zealand have won the battle, but the war has yet to be decided.
And the cavalry arrive next week too.
New Zealand v England, the second test, Saturday from 8 a.m. only on Sky Sports. Coverage sponsored by Amlin Insurance.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Made with love to a Belgian recipe. C'est cidre, not cider.
Make Father's Day monumental. George Clooney, Matt Damon,
Try not to get shot.
John Goodman and Bill Murray. The Monuments Men, available now.
Barry Jacobs tweeted, "Just bet against England. Feel like a traitor." Well, we hear you, Barry. And if the lads find out, you're in danger. You'll have to disappear for a bit. Your new name is Barrio Backstabio. Here's your new house, new car, and a charming new wife. But all Judases are welcome at Paddy Power, and we're offering money back as a free bet if Italy beat England. Download the app or pop into a shop and go Brazil nuts.
My job is to hunt terrorists.
We are a top agent. We need you.
I don't negotiate. I don't take prisoners. Within 3 days, I will find him. You can start counting.
3 days to kill.
Don't tell me I can't. Because I can.
I can.
I can.
Because I can. And I will.
From the writer of Green Street,
Powerful. Come on! Brutal.
It's all a bit lock stock, isn't it?
Top Dog, out now on DVD.
Gentlemen only. The new intense fragrance. Givenchy.
Looks like a job for the old magic sponge.
See if you can spot the camera that is attached to the referee to give us a unique...
Any closer and you would be bruised. All the action live on Sky Sports and all the latest technology here at Headingley Carnegie Stadium. It's the Leeds Rhinos up 12 points to 6 against the Huddersfield Giants. This game yet to take off, but plenty of potential still. We'll go to your commentary team now, led by Bill Arthur. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. First of all, we've got Phil with the first half stats. Phil, what have they told you?
Well, Brian, let's have a look at which team had possession and where they used it in this game. The Leeds Rhinos first, running from left to right. That's the number of play the balls in the different parts of the field. 19 total and 20 towards the right-hand side, close to the Giants' try line. You might look at the top, more than twice as much of the ball has gone outside to that left wide, out wide to Joel Moon and Ryan Hall. Let's look at their opponents. Wow, what a difference. 24 play the balls less. It's a massive difference in a sport like rugby league with a 6-tackle rule. Again, they've had very little chance near their opponent's try line. Pass the ball more to the left, but they'll want to get far more possession. And the general summary of the stats from the first half, well, you see very few breaks because the defence was excellent for both sides. A little bit more metres by Leeds. You'd expect them to be ahead, but I wonder whether if possession evens up, I think the Giants have got an excellent chance of winning this match.
Well, we've had an entertaining half-time. The crowd whipped into a frenzy by this gentleman from Canada and his routine there in the Carnegie stand. And Steve-O, well, that's the sort of routine Steve-O performs every end of season in Spain, isn't it, I think? Something like that.
Yeah, something on those lines, that's for sure. It's well, it certainly made an impact. And the crowd, they certainly loved him. Good entertainment, but I think we'll get better entertainment in the second half, and I'm sure that Paul Anderson would have said to his side, look, we've got to keep hold of possession. Too many errors, they can't afford to do that against the Leeds side, who are still in front by that 6 points.
Yeah, it was 12-all when these two sides met in round 4, and the early indications were that we might get a few more points this time, but those handling errors, mainly from the Giants, have conspired against that.
Interesting as well, Will, that Kyle Wood has been at dummy half for this full set, so perhaps that's a little tweak to the Giants organisation that Paul Anderson has made.
Ryan Hall fields the ball. First opportunity to hear from Rod Studd this evening. Rod.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Well, as far as Leeds are concerned, pretty pleased to be in front, obviously, but believe there's plenty of work to be done in the second half, notably on the kicking game, which wasn't A1 in the first half. They'll continue to monitor Ryan Bailey's knee, but pretty confident he'll be OK to return in the second half. Huddersfield, well, content to be still in the game, but they need to cut out the raft of handling errors that dominated their first half performance. And Luke Robinson, as far as he's concerned, OK after that bang on the head he got in the first half, Bill.
Thanks, Rod. 12-6 then, Leeds ahead. They haven't beaten the Giants at home since July 2010, when Kevin Seenfield landed a late drop goal to secure a 21-20 win. This could be as close tonight if the defences continue to be as tight as they were in that first 40.
Not many opportunities for the fullbacks, got Grit to link into it. That mainly came about in that first half through too many errors that we saw from the Giants. Make sure they keep possession.
Fayumu, Bruff. Four tackles gone. Bruff's short ball to Akuma Tai. That's the 5th tackle. Josh Walters it was who helped bring the big man down, and that's just a continuation of the errors that we had in the first half from Akuma Tai. There's no reason for that, surely.
Well, I don't
Ball
know whether
sticks to his hand, doesn't it?
was he injured or?
It doesn't release out of his hand. It doesn't stay on the floor. It comes back up.
Maybe too much of that spray at half-time.
Is that a penalty anyway, Stuart? An incorrect play of the ball?
Well, technically he should pick the ball up before he plays it. He's left it on the ground, but you'll probably find quite a few like that in the game. It's sort of become acceptable in a way.
So Huddersfield unnecessarily again conceding possession.
Could have been penalised again. He really did hold him down a long time.
Stevie Ward stretches for that ball as it pinged out of the tackle.
But with Kevin Sinfield out there, Leeds realised that the kick and chase game in the second half, OK, it wasn't brilliant in the first stanza, but the experience of Sinfield will certainly come to the fore.
Kylie Luluai motoring forward, eventually brought down by Akuma Tai. Fayumu there to halt his progress, then Sinfield steps it up, takes on Jason Chan, and that's the 5th tackle. Sutcliffe in position to maybe put the kick in, does eventually stab a little grubber kick in, but that's going to be too strong.
Well, that won't please Brian McDermott, that will he? Rod spoke about the half-time, that they need to tidy the end of sets up, and there, tackle 5, Kevin Sinfield's tackled, the main man on the last play, and then Sutcliffe just dribbled over a bit of a nothing kick.
It's good defence though by Leeds. You can see that they're trying to turn the ball carrier onto his back. That's the one way that you can slow down the quick play of the ball.
Kyle Wood, here is David Fayumu off the bench for the Giants. Brough now. Brough taking him on. Good tackle by Delaney. Didn't fall for any shenanigans there. 5th tackle. And a bit like Leeds a moment ago, there was Brough tackled, and it's Ferris having to put the kick in. As it happens, it wasn't a bad one.
Yeah, Ferris is looking a little bit lost there and say, well, you know, why did I get it? It really should have had someone there that should have been more alert.
Here's Tom Briscoe now.
I also feel that Huddersfield coach Paul Anderson, we've got to look at the facts. In that first... Oh, what a great run for Peacock.
And Peacock just glided through the Giants' defence there. They watched in wonder.
Did some imagine perhaps they'd been called offside? That could be the only explanation why they pulled out of the tackle, but they didn't pull out of that one.
They stopped though, didn't they? Strange game this. Early on there was those flashes of brilliance, that Callum Watkins try, Kyle Woods try as well, and then we've had some ordinary play as well. It's well taken though by McGilvray. Here's Jamie Peacock on the charge.
Yeah, it was a good fend, wasn't it? To him in the end. That's important now that the Giants get some good field position. This again, Leeds defence swarming.
Jason Chan, the PNG international, tackled about 30 metres out. And Brough thumps this one down the middle of the field, straight into the arms of Ben Jones-Bishop.
Not good. But the chase is A-OK. But look at... Oh! He spilled the ball. Good opportunity.
Akuma Tai gets the pass away. And Jody Broughton just stopped. Good cover that was, because he was almost away, Broughton. But can the Giants capitalise on yet another error in this game? Brough flings the pass across the field to Wood. Michael Lawrence now. Aaron Murphy. Murphy has McGilvray outside him. McGilvray has the strength and the footwork to get it in the corner. And Leeds kicking themselves. But Huddersfield didn't hang around. Broughton stopped on the left. McGilvray scores on the right. Jermaine McGilvray's 10th of the season.
Well, it was a real mess, wasn't it? And you can see there it was a good hit by Joe Wardle. Ben Jones-Bishop couldn't keep hold of it. At the opportunity, they took full advantage as well. finished it well, took the gamble. Not the best pass, but that was a good one there by Danny Brough, and you can see they're running out of numbers. Nothing's going to stop McGilvray.
Yeah, it was tremendous work at the end. It was a bit scruffy how they got the ball to the right edge, but once they got the ball to the right edge, it was excellent work there. Firstly by Lawrence stripping one defender out, and then Murphy committing the wingman to just give McGilvray the space and the opportunity to cross wide out for a very good try.
And what about that from the touchline from Danny Brough to level the scores again? 12-12 as it was back in round 4 of this season between these two sides, but a long way to go yet. Brian McDermott impassive in the stands.
Well, the record books will award here and demonstrate a try to Jermaine McGilvray, but so much of the credit should go to Joe Wardle for a brilliant tackle on Ben Jones-Bishop. And you bend your back and hit it around the ball. You've got every chance of forcing it out in a tackle, and it was that, the turnover possession, and a chance there to strike. Great transition from defence to attack, and a brilliant game again here. We're going to have a fantastic last half hour.
Good work from Aaron Murphy as well, who of course is playing in the centres tonight because of the late withdrawal of Leroy Cudjoe.
He had a problem in defence in that first half, and I was just trying to make the point before Peacock made that break, Bill, is that, you know, Paul Anderson's got to make sure that he gets his defensive technique right. They were pinpointing him for the Rhinos in that first half.
Here's Ferris now on the Giants' left-hand side, Brett Ferris. Kyle Woods. Then they come back infield. Wardle it was. Akuma Tai, who capitalised on that spilled ball to set that Giants try movement underway. Brough on the last, hoists a high kick into Ryan Hall's corner. Hall is up to gather it, but then he is gathered in by the Giants chasers, Murphy and McGilvray.
Yeah, good work by Murphy. He didn't get too excited, didn't take him in the air. Ensure that the winger accepted it.
Well, we talk about the Leeds back three, don't we? Ben Jones, Bishop or Hardick when he plays Briscoe and Hall. And we say, how do you take them out of the play? Well, Huddersfield are demonstrating how. They're putting the ball very high with enough hang time for the chasers to jam the receiver as he catches the ball.
Luke Briscoe, Brett Delaney. Delaney looking for a gap in that Giants defence. That's the 5th tackle. Giants doing well to restrict Leeds' progress on this set. And Sinfield finds Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe, Ben Jones-Bishop in the end making the kick. And it reaches McGilvray. So, again, maybe not what they had in mind there.
Well, we saw the first half and all that possession that Leeds had. But there's been a massive turnaround, hasn't it, in the 10 minutes we've had since the break. So much of the action here now with the Huddersfield side. And you still expect Leeds to be marginally ahead, but I tell you what, Huddersfield, if this possession continues, I think definitely with the team to score next.
Crabtree back on the fields and scrambles another metre or so there before he plays the ball. Akuma Tai charging onto that one. They've got some bulk out there, Akuma Tai, Crabtree. They've also got some whippets like Kyle Wood, but that's on the last, and that'll be the turnover.
Oh, he'll be disappointed, Paul Anderson, and they knew it. You could see Luke Robinson put his hands up in the air and saying, what on earth are we doing? You know, they're getting too excited when it's so nervous.
That was a glower, wasn't it?
But it's no bad place to turn the ball over, that, Steve. Oh, it's only 10 metres away from the opposition's goal line. And so long as you're aggressive and you're disciplined in your defence this set, you'll receive the ball in a decent field position.
Well, we'll see if Leeds can get over that advantage line.
Luke Briscoe trying to make progress for his side. Here is Jamie Peacock. Luke Briscoe, 20 years of age. Jamie Peacock, 36. That ball has been spilled, but it's a knock-on.
Yeah. I think you'll find that Danny Brough has just got a little bit of a fingertip to that. Just pulls it down, does he? Yep. Good call by Richard Silverwood.
Just seeing maybe the changing of the guard here at Leeds when you think you've got Robbie Ward out there who's 18 years of age and Stevie Ward is 20. Josh Walters 19, Luke Briscoe 20. The youngsters just gradually. Liam Sutcliffe 19. Well, coming up on Friday, Challenge Cup rerun. Wigan looking for some revenge against the Castleford Tigers. 7:30 on Friday.
That'll be a cracker.
Well, this won't be a bad game. St Helens Arat Catalan, that should be. That's on Saturday at 5 o'clock on Sky Sports 1.
Well, you talk about these youngsters playing for Leeds, Bill, and this is the opportunity now to really cement themselves. You know, show a lot of professionalism out there, and they're building up pretty good.
Chris Clarkson has joined the action off the bench. Peacock. Huddersfield's turn to defend now. They're back on their own try line. Luke Briscoe, Sinfield. Here is Liam Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe stabs a little kick in. Kyle Wood gets a kind ricochet, gathers the ball in.
There's a fine game, wasn't it? Going half back tonight, and he has put himself about. Now a little bit of composure now by the Giants, trying to keep possession.
Luke, release, go.
McGilvray, the Giants' top try scorer, has added to his tally.
That's a flop,
and that's a penalty.
Well, that was poor play by Chris Clarkson. The tackle had been completed. It was.
Well, he made the referee's decision for him, doesn't he, Steve? He couldn't give anything else.
So Brough, with a good penalty kick, drives the Giants down the field to the fringe of the Rhinos' 20.
2 drives maybe, and then the switch to that blind side.
Well, here's drive number 1 from Clarkson, from Crabtree. Clarkson's head jerks back in the impact. Kyle Wood, good defence from Leeds, really quickly up there to close down Michael Lawrence. Crabtree again takes the pass from Robinson, looking for an offload, but they're not going to give him the opportunity, Leeds.
3, go, 3.
Robinson, Kyle Wood, Brough. So they've got the 3 real ringmasters there involved. Brough, Robinson and Kyle Wood.
Go for.
Here's a Kumatai. Different sort of approach from the big man wearing 17. Here is Crabtree, another big man, and he is in under the posts. On hands and knees in the end, Crabtree, but did he get the ball down, or was there a double movement there, perchance?
Well, I think Richard sent this upstairs mainly because there's a big post pad in the way. As he was coming around the back of the post, he didn't actually see the grounding. There's a strange reaction from the crowd behind the posts on this one, so it'll be interesting to see what actually happens under there. Similar to the first half, he's got to have possession of that. Is he short? At this stage, it doesn't matter if he's short because no one's actually tackled him, and then he gets the ball over the ground. I think this will be fine. I think this will be a try.
Yeah, I think he keeps the right arm away from terra firma enough to get it down. Right arm doesn't hit the deck, and has anybody got a finger on him? Not really. This is try time.
Yeah, he puts it down on the foot first, but there's no one that's tackled him, so he can do what he wants. Actually, there's a hand on him there.
That's try time.
Now, what the referees will look for here is that if somebody places a hand on you while you're on the ground, then the tackle's actually complete. But I think he's put it down on the foot to start with. He's got to go down on the try line, and this should be a try.
Try. Crabtree gets his second of the season and his first since a game against Widnes back in February. Bang under the sticks. And Brett Delaney is still under those sticks, trying to deny Crabtree that try. He's picked up an injury.
Well, it was a good build-up to it. This is the penalty. Silly play there. Chris Clarkson just gave him the opportunity. He's a big man to stop, but he had the wherewithal to make sure that he kept that ball-carrying arm up.
Well, the Kumatai was, I felt, attracted defenders that just allowed the space in there on the Rhinos' defence to be too wide, and Crabtree crossed under the post, and Danny Brough seals it.
Yeah, Brough on target again, 3 from 3 for him.
Well, if you call the Giants, sometimes you have to play like a Giant, and the biggest man playing in a Huddersfield shirt has got them over the line and got them ahead of their opponents here now. The award of the decision there, the try. The Huddersfield supporters are happy. It's becoming a habit winning on this ground.
The Giants' longest serving player, over 350 appearances for the club with the try. Here he is again. Be like a pantomime villain, Neil Crabtree, in the eyes of some supporters.
Yeah, it certainly is, but that's the sort of effect that he can have. He attracted 4 would-be defenders there. If he could have got a quicker play of the ball, they could have been caught.
Giants have had the best of this second half, it seems. They're ahead for the first time tonight, courtesy of Crabtree's try. They're through here. Ferris has got support from Wardle, and Wardle will canter away. And that's back-to-back tries for this Giants side. And no need for a video ref decision on that one. Brett Ferris slicing through the Leeds cover. And he had options, and he chose the option of Joe Wardle, and Wardle finished off for his 8th of the season.
Well, this is the wonderful thing about this big fella, Ferris. He loves nothing better than just way out on that left-hand side, gets through in the centre. Wardle knows him. He knows him inside out. He picked it. He knew that he had to come from outside to inside to get the support.
Yeah, it was tremendous work, wasn't it? Huddersfield have certainly changed how they played this second half. Much more direct, and that directness and looking after the ball is creating the opportunity. And Ferris was superb there, initially with the break, but secondly with the 2-on-1 play with the fullback to release Wardle under the posts.
Joe Wardle got 2 tries in the win against Wigan 2 weeks ago. And he's on the score sheet again tonight, as is Brough. Never misses, well, hasn't missed this season. But what about that pass from Ferris?
Nothing wrong with it.
I think that pass is fine. He's running at quite a speed. He might have drifted forward, but it wasn't passed forward.
I don't think his coach...
Well, Paul never passed the ball in his life, so...
It wasn't a great pass, but I tell you what, you can see why Huddersfield pass the ball to the left so often. They've got the most dangerous player, Brett Ferris, and they put the ball in his hands. His footwork was too good for Jamie Peacock. Cut inside him, and then did eventually find that pass to set up the Joe Wardle try.
And they've been a lot more adventurous under the Giants in the second stanza. They're utilising the quick play of the ball as well.
Some people question why Huddersfield weren't as good this season as last season. I think you've got to remember that Brett Ferris has missed 5 games. Last season, if I'm right, he played in 28 of the 29 Super League clashes they took part in, including the playoffs. If he continues for the rest of the season, we've seen what he can do here tonight.
Well, the Giants now leading by 24-12 and a 40-20.
And that's the ability of this man, Danny Brough.
Was
brilliant. Again, not waiting until the last. On the 4th, realising that the winger had not got back quick enough. And it is just a massive blow when you can come up with something like this.
But once again, Steve, it's been on the speed of the play of the ball as well. They're playing very physical, very direct, playing it quicker. And when you're on the front foot, you can execute skill like that. And that is skill to the nth degree. It's excellent there from Danny Brough. That's given Huddersfield once again the opportunity to really strike from this good field position.
And that was his 6th 40-20 of the season, the top performer of that particular skill in the competition, Danny Brough. And it's given Huddersfield Giants an opportunity to post more points. They're dominating this second half. Went into the break trailing 12-6. They've come out and turned it around. Akuma Taiwo made a real hash of that play, the ball.
What on earth was he thinking? Why don't you just go down? And I mean, that is schoolboy stuff, I'm sorry. You won't get a pat on the back by Paul Anderson.
There must have been some big kids at your school. It looked like a schoolboy to me. He's a giant, isn't he? I think he was annoyed that the defenders didn't drop off and release, and then he tried to rush that play the ball and got it all wrong.
As I said, schoolboy error.
Well, he certainly held was called, and the players just peeled off very quickly. I think he was surprised that he had so much space and just rushed everything.
Now Leeds with some work to do to overcome this deficit. But they'll get a penalty. frustration, I think, from Akumatai there.
And again, just losing your cool. They've taken a commanding lead, and now they're just giving the opposition. They're inviting Leeds back into this game. Well, they should be controlling it.
It's put his team under pressure, hasn't it, Steve? First of all, there's been the error at the play of the ball. Then there's been the penalty that he's conceded. And all of a sudden, Leeds have got the ball in the Giants' half.
Here's Sinfield. Sutcliffe. Tackled by Kyle Wood and Michael Lawrence. Robbie Wood keeps things moving quickly. Moon. Done a big game, this fella. Going in front of those posts, Joel Moon plays the ball. Peacock, Sinfield, oof, big hit. Wardle went for him. Sinfield stood firm. Oh, more big defence from the Giants. The ball is still alive, and the ball is over the line.
This will be interesting. If he'll go upstairs for this one, we'll miss the silver one.
It's Ryan Bailey who's under that. He's come back from the sidelines with that knee problem.
Looked like a double movement, didn't it?
First viewing. That's what he's asked to check. And interestingly, Ryan Bailey, he kept his momentum going and he kept on rolling. So that might well be the factor that decides whether this is a try or not. This is momentum stop, or does he keep on going all the time? First of all, they'll be looking to check to see whether the ball is grounded in the field of play. So he keeps it up. Well, there's the grounding in the field of play. So they'll see that in slow motion, and whatever happens in slow motion here will exaggerate what actually does happen. So now that they've decided that it was in the field of play and the ball is grounded on the ground, they need to see that in full speed to see whether that is actually going to be in one movement.
Well, it's definitely had the ball carried out, grounded too.
That's a try. That's all one movement. You can't just suddenly stop. It keeps it going. That's a try.
Well, if they give this, Akumatai will get no pats on the back from his coach, Paul Anderson. They invited Leeds, and Leeds said, thank you very much indeed. That's if it is given. Is there a stoppage? Is it full movement? Not much in it.
I think you have to give that. You'd really have to give that. I thought Bailey did really well there, working hard with his groundwork. And I don't see any stopping momentum, Stuart.
It's one movement. We know it was short. We know he ends up and grounds the ball. He just keeps on going. At no point is that tackle stopped. That's a try.
It's a big, big call, this is, because this is an opportunity for Leeds to get back into this game.
They're not convinced.
The deficit.
They are not convinced at all.
Well, it looks like they're looking at the grounding, so they must be happy with that. Does his hand come off the ball?
Yeah, but the forearm is on it, and that's sufficient.
He's gripped his hand underneath the ball, or arm.
They're having a good look at this. As Ryan Bailey got his second try of the season. Doesn't get many, but that could be a big one in the context of this game. Leeds needed something just to rattle the Giants' confidence. And Ryan Bailey, a very good rattler of confidence, has come up with that.
Well, a big error from this big fella. Akumatai, that was the first one. And then, look at this. All over him. Wouldn't let him get up. That's another one. Thank you very much indeed. Christmas has come early, and Leeds have taken full advantage. You've got to give this man a lot of credit. Ryan Bailey, in the fact that he was injured in the first half, he got himself in a position.
Yeah, this was a try, really, for just determination. There's nothing about technique, etc. Just a matter of keeping moving and trying to get as far as you possibly could, and he did.
Sinfield has missed, and he knew, I think, as soon as he made contact with that ball, that he was wide of the target. Leeds 16, Huddersfield Giants 24.
Sheer power, good offload. Jason Chan couldn't do anything about it. You say he doesn't score many, but that could be one of the most vital 4 points that Leeds have had this season.
Meanwhile, let's hear from Rod again on the sidelines.
Well, Akumatai paid the penalty there, Bill, literally and figuratively, because Paul Anderson had seen enough after those calamitous collection of errors. First, the knock-on from the play of the ball, then conceding the penalty that gave Leeds field position. Anderson got the Shepherd's crook out, and John Johnson is on for Akumatai.
Here is the try scorer for the Rhinos, Ryan Bailey.
And now the Giants, who are looking comfortable, controlling the game, it's time for them to panic slightly.
Well, yeah, that third quarter really that dominated completely, and it's just been that, as you said, Steve-O, invitation back into the game that Ryan Bailey obviously took.
Sinfield thumps a kick downfield, and Jody Broughton and Scott Bricks stand and look at it, and very nearly were caught out by Callum Watkins, who was thundering up there.
Wonderful kick there by Kevin Sinfield. As soon as it left the boot, they have this wonderful ability to sort of make the ball spin. So it's so difficult, but how on earth did Huddersfield Giants allow that ball to bounce? Very fortunate.
There's Josh Johnson, the 19-year-old front rower, playing the ball for Huddersfield. Chris Bailey, 4 tackles gone. And Brough with the kick.
They've allowed it to bounce.
And Leeds have let it bounce, and Peacock is there to salvage it.
And there's lots of good work, doesn't it, Jamie Peacock? Not in the stuff that you notice, but all the little things as well that mean so much for his team, and that's a big play in the context of this game.
They've got the sniff of Leeds. The crowd are behind him now.
Here is Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall hands off Aaron Murphy. Joel Moon. Just safe error. It's Joel Moon. Here's Brett Delaney.
Real workhorse as well. They're in a pretty good position.
Peacock. Sinfield. Ben Jones-Bishop. Callum Watkins looking for a second of the game. He is tackled. That's the 5th. Here is Sinfield. Steps out of trouble. Well, into trouble. Gets a good kick in.
It's back to 6.
It's back to 6. Don't panic. Sutcliffe won't need to. What? But did he get that ball down? He did.
Of course he did.
I thought he might have run out of room. He made fantastic room for himself, Liam Sutcliffe. A try out of nothing, really. And Leeds, who were hit by back-to-back tries by the Giants, have come up with back-to-back tries of their own.
Plenty of back-to-back there. That is for sure. What a tremendous kick. What's the man in front, though? That's interesting. Was Joel Moon in front of the kicker? And I think he got a touch to it, but it's too late. Silverwood has pointed to the try.
Well, if he got a touch, it matters not because it went backwards from a Leeds perspective, but I think it came up Murphy. But this kid didn't ask any questions whatsoever. It was a great carry, two-handed carry, and a dramatic finish there for the youngster Sutcliffe. And all of a sudden, the momentum has switched completely to the blowing ambers of the Leeds Rhinos, and we really have got an exciting finish to this game.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it, because Richard Silverwood did not send it upstairs, and for myself, I reckon that Joel Moon was in an offside position. He did not allow in the 10 metres. That, if it had gone upstairs, I think that would have been turned down. But it's interesting, and he's going to kick it.
Sinfield has landed that one. Kevin Sinfield converting a wonderful try from Liam Sutcliffe, his 5th of this campaign.
Here's the kick. Oh, when you see it on that one, he's not offside. He held himself back, Joel Moon, on that wide shot, but what about the conversion?
Kevin Sinfield's first points for Leeds were against the Huddersfield Giants in 1998. He got a try in a 72-16 win, 1998, and he has been thumping over the the conversion since.
And you've already referenced that just less than 4 years ago on this ground, the last time that Leeds beat the Giants, it was his late drop goal that did it. You know, Leeds haven't been at their best tonight, but they have an uncanny nature now for the last decade of winning when it's been close at the end of matches. All of the pressure, I think, even though they're still ahead, is now on the Huddersfield Giants. Can they be clinically and accurate enough with their skill here? I know they can defend, but can they cope with what Leeds are going to throw? Because out wide, the wingers and centres to this Leeds Rhinos side are, I think, world-class and will throw some massive questions in the last 12 minutes.
So we had a nail-biting contest here last week in the cup tie against the Centurions, and this one is building up to the same sort of level.
Well, imagine what Akumu Tai must be feeling on the sidelines.
Oh, poor guy, come on. He's paid the price.
This is a professional game, Bill.
Great kick, wasn't that, from Kevin Sinfield? He knows the momentum's with Leeds. He's just going to build up pressure. He's building that pressure by buying that field position. And the Rhinos rush into the scrum already. And there's a guy sat on the sideline with the shepherd's crook mark around his neck.
He's not averse to doing that, Paul Anderson, is he?
Well, why should he? I mean, it was two terrible, terrible headers. And up until then, the Giants have been in complete control this second half.
He's got Craig Kopczak sitting on the sidelines, who seems to have fallen out of favour at the moment.
Coaches don't pick teams, they just announce them.
Until they win. And then they say, I selected them.
So Leeds, well, 2 points adrift here.
Bill, Huddersfield cannot just shut up shop and hang on to those 2 points. They've got to score a try at least, because you just get the feeling that the Rhinos have got a try in them. There's plenty of time remaining. 11 minutes, that's a good run from the big fella. Oh, what on earth has he done?
And referee Richard Silverwood will bring some calm to proceedings.
Now they know who's going to get it.
Oh, that's gone forwards.
Forwards,
He's not.
Should be Leeds
knocked
head
it
and
on.
feet.
And an offside at the end.
Should be Leeds head and feet.
And then Grix knocks it on.
Ah, but does Moon get a fingertip to it?
Everything's fine until the point where Grix knocks on there. So the advantage doesn't come because the Leeds player was offside. So we end up with the right decision.
Leeds, of course, looking to preserve this 100% home record, the only 100% home record in Super League.
Good run though by Ferris. He realises that they need some extra points. They can't just hang on. That's good work from Ferris, and then followed up by Crabtree in a good position.
Robinson, Kyle Woods, didn't see that one coming. Brett Delaney cleaned him out. Crabtree, Bailey, quickly on to Brough. Brough, long ball over the top to Jody Broughton. This guy's got pace! This guy has pace! Another video ref decision. Obstruction, I think, is what Richard Silverwood wants to look at there. Well, there's a surprise.
Well, I think you're wrong to say that, really. You've got to give a chance. He's in the middle of the field with players running all over the show. He can't spot every player.
It's in this movement across the pitch. Which one do we look at? Well, it looks like he catches the ball on the outside there.
So that's fine.
We've got a slight movement. The Huddersfield player is staying in the defensive line. And again, if he decides to stop short or actually gets through the line, there is no doubt at all that there wouldn't be an obstruction here. But because he leaves himself in the line, it puts some doubt on what happens outside the player who's stopped from moving across. And there he is. He just goes into the line. And you can see from there that the ball's caught on the inside. So if we follow the penalty in the first half, then it should be a penalty anyway.
Well, that's stretching the limit as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there was no chance of the Leeds player getting anywhere near the catching the ball.
Well, the thing was that the next piece of skill was brilliant. To me, is the decision.
No try, obstruction.
Brooks piece of skill was brilliant, and the question is, how deep was it? Would he have been able to execute that skill regardless of what the lead runners were doing? And if you look, it's a fair way back, but it may well have been impeded.
But does that block stop the defence releasing outside? That's the problem. And by somebody staying in the line, it puts doubt in their minds, and you know they've no choice but to chalk a try-off like that.
Well, Stevie Ward was very, very crafty there. He made sure he made contact into the man. Either way, the tension continues. Only 2 points in it.
Jody Broughton denied the try then. That would have given Huddersfield Giants a bit of breathing space. As it is, Leeds can still see a chance to salvage their 100% home record. They've got 9 minutes to do something about it, and another obstruction.
And this time it was Mr. Crabtree that made sure that he grabbed hold of somebody.
I just want to say, Mike, though, sometimes we've taken out our frustration on the officials. It's the way that teams are attacking that's creating that situation. You can't criticise the officials for that.
Why not? Phil, we've been playing this game for I don't know how many years we've been doing it.
Teams now attack differently than what they used to do 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
I'm only talking about 4 or 5 years ago. That was being left alone, that's fine, that's into it. Listen, the defending players are going into deliberately making contact. It's confusing. The fans don't like it, and I certainly don't.
Huddersfield have the penalty. It's Valentine's Day in Brazil. Calm down, calm down. Let's have some love. Here's Luke Robinson. Kyle Wood.
I'll give you plenty of love, Bill, if they can just drop this irritating thing.
Here is Brough, and Brough passes straight.
What are they doing?
And we're back to where they were in the first half. They've been really tight in this second half, the Giants, after a pretty error-strewn first 40 minutes, but that was the sort of thing they were coming up with. That ball has been stolen. And another penalty, and this one goes the way of the Rhinos.
Well, a big fella, you can see, he thought it was one-on-one. Probably didn't see that there was one man behind him, just had a faint contact on it. Listen to this crowd underneath, this gantry. The sound step wide. They're in good voice now, Bill. Anything can happen.
They're hoping to see the Rhinos overhaul the Giants here. They trail by just 2 points. And Robbie Ward, a hero against the Centurions last week with that try that turned the game. There he is. Here is Peacock. Sinfield, Kylie Luluai, the big men lining up. In the middle of the field, the Giants back on their own try line. Luluai trying to free himself from Robinson's clutches. Here's Delaney, and Delaney is over the try line. No, he's driven back by the Giants defenders. That's the 5th tackle. What's Sinfield going to come up with? Look to across the field, hoist that one. Watkins will climb for it, well gathered.
But Danny Brough it was, Danny Brough.
Well,
great catch that was, it was, yeah, he landed it on the small man's head, hoping for one of the taller players of the Rhinos to challenge him, but Brough was up to that task, and that might be the game winner, although there's a good 5.5 minutes left.
I think you're right, John, because the smallest player, or one of the smallest players on the field of play, came up with a tremendous jump. Now this will be up the jumper time. I just get the impression now that the Giants realise they've just got to hang on for those 2 points. This has got to be a good kick and chase.
Brough. Down, straight down the field and into the arms of Ryan Hall. And Hall, urgency in his step as he runs that ball back. The Giants looking to make it 4 successive league wins on this ground. The crowd appealing for everything now. Sutcliffe, Briscoe, Just a gasp from the crowd as it looks as though that one might get away from him.
Wardle's
wrestling for that ball. Wardle has got it off Briscoe, and that could be a crucial play from the Giants' centre.
He's come up with two massive plays, hasn't he, Wardle? Won that tackle earlier in the half that forced the header, and then that was a big play there to just get possession in a great field position for the Huddersfield Giants.
He has come on strong this season, making his 80th Giants appearance tonight.
He's been outstanding, Bill, throughout this evening.
Here's Chris Bailey, and the Giants rumbling up the middle of the field now. Bailey gets to his feet to play the ball eventually.
Could have been penalised. They would have gone for the two, I'm sure.
Fayumu, characteristic stuttering step run from him. Robinson, Brough stabs a little grubber kick in, and the Giants will look to keep Leeds down there, but Briscoe does well. Brilliant to get out of trouble there and keep him in with a chance of getting the ball up the other end of the field.
Crowd trying to get on the back of the officials, saying that Huddersfield were offside. They need something desperate now to the Rhinos. That solid defence. Beautiful kick through, but what a wonderful effort from Tom Briscoe.
The South Stand urging their heroes on. Leeds looking to try and recapture the lead, but they're running out of time. 3 minutes to go. And Sinfield launches the kick from inside his 40, but it's straight into the arms of Griggs, and Griggs makes sure he gathers that one. Walters went for him and closes him down, but Huddersfield just need to keep control. McGilvray is tackled. Leeds desperate to force an error.
Concentration is now needed by the Giants. This is no time to come up with an error.
Lawrence. Brough thumps the click in. He's inside his 40. And it could get there. It has. Ben Jones-Bishop could do nothing about it.
Brilliant again. There's been times in this game where this fella, Danny Brough, has been non-existent. But when it comes down to the kicking game and using your brains, he's been outstanding tonight.
Great kick, wasn't it?
Yes, and why not? He knows that will give them 2 vital Super League points.
Well, that catch, Steve, on his own line, and then that piece of play there, really big plays. And you can't say anything other than Giants closing this out. I know we've still got just over 2 minutes left on the clock, but obviously they've got this set in great field position. And that was just marvellous. Was that number 7, Bill? 40-20?
Number 7. Well, there was the other one as well, which was helped into touch and became a 40-20. Okay. So that's some performance. 2 in one game, or 3 if you count the other one that got a deflection and became a 40-20.
Well, this will be slow, play the balls. Up the jumper.
Or will they get the try that will seal this victory? 2 minutes to go. Leeds, this proud 100% record. Looks as though it's going to go here tonight to a Giants side who've certainly got the edge on them at this ground, because this will be 4 in a row. Fayumu stopped on the line. Referee Richard Silverwood tells him to bring it back and play the ball. Jamie Peacock imploring the referee to stop the clock, but...
Well, the clock should be stopped in that situation. As soon as you go back for a restart there, after being held up, the clock should be stopped.
Didn't appear to be.
This will be an interesting kick. Brough wants it.
He kicks across the grain to Lawrence, and Lawrence is tackled. That will be the turnover, and Leeds still have time. They've got a minute to go the length of the field to try and level this game. Ryan Hall, that was very nearly an obstruction on that very first play. Peacock has been urging his teammates on. Ben Jones-Bishop.
Well, that was a big
scorers here tonight.
That was a massive opportunity. They had a chance, didn't they, there, to try and get the ball to Tom Briscoe. They're, well, as speculative as possible here.
Sutcliffe across the field. Joel Moon goes across it the other way, and Brough tackles him, and that could be a crucial tackle from Danny Brough on Joel Moon. And Sinfield, little kick over the top, but it's straight into Briscoe's arms, and Briscoe gets the pass away to Callum Watkins, but he can't make any progress. Bailey with the tackle. Good work from Walters. Goes over the top of Robinson. Into the last few seconds of this game. Sinfield kicks cross-field. Hall gathers. Hall is tackled. Murphy can't complete the tackle. Delaney over the top to Peacock. Peacock, can he get the pass away? He does to Delaney. Delaney to Moon. Moon, they're still keeping it alive. Moon has got a kick. Straight up in the air, down the middle of the field. The ball's still alive. It's kicked out by Briscoe. Briscoe will win the race, or will he? He's got attached to it. He's got attached to it. Tom Briscoe trying to win this game for the Rhinos. Paul Anderson, not a flicker of emotion on his face. Even Richard Silver looks bewildered by this. Briscoe thinks he scored. The South Stand thinks he scored. But does the video ref think Tom Briscoe has pulled this one out of the fire for the Rhinos and saved their unbeaten home record?
Well, there's a long way back to go. Richard Silverwood said, check everything. So I think there's at least a couple of kicks in there that they'll have to look at. It's just the kicks in the grounding, as far as I'm concerned, that we need to have a good look and scrutinise.
Well, the first thing, I suppose, is to see if people are onside, isn't it? I'm not sure on that angle whether we can quite tell here. As the kick goes in, all the players have to be behind the ball and the foot as it kicked. Both feet.
I think they're fine on that one. I think, you know, coming out wide, all the players are onside. They were expecting a kick, so you'd expect them to be onside. And I think that shows that they are, so we should be able to move on from that to the next kick, which I think was by Joel Moon.
Well, I think you're giving Ryan Hall the benefit of the doubt there that he is onside when that kick's gone through.
Well, there's no evidence to show that he was, so you know, we'll go from there. Get a bit of interplay now, followed by a kick from Joel Moon eventually, and that'll be the next point as to where the players are. And again, you can see all the Leeds players are onside at this point. They're expecting to be in play.
Ball goes to Peacock centre field. He knows they have to keep it alive. It's the last chance of winning this match here. He flicks it over the top. There are enough Leeds players to get behind the ball. Look, Moon pushed himself backwards, giving himself space here when he receives possession. Taking on the defenders and then deciding to change the point of attack.
They're all onside, surely.
They're all onside, so let's play on from there. So we're going to end up at the grounding, or are we having a look at the challenge first? Nothing wrong with the challenge. Is it a knock-on?
Is that Wardle going up for that ball?
No, Jody Broughton for Huddersfield. And is it Chris Clarkson, maybe, the Leeds player with his right hand? Trying to put his hand on the ball.
This is the next checkpoint anyway. This is it a knock-on by Leeds, or does it go backwards?
Stevie Ward, in fact, isn't it?
Oh, that's missed by Stevie Ward. I don't think he touches that at all. I think he goes back off Jody Broughton. So it's play on from there.
The crowd sensing, as every frame goes through this replay, what the video refs are looking at. And they've got to the grounding. They know that this is the crucial touch. Is it enough from Briscoe?
Oh, he's not got that down. I don't think he's got that ball down. I'll also be interested in the contact between Briscoe and Brough. They're both running together so they can shoulder charge. Is Brough pushed out of the way? Well, I don't think there's any doubt that he touches the ball, but does he touch it and ground the ball? There's a push there from Briscoe that pushes Danny Brough out of the way. We might just see this here. Certainly got his right arm pushing him away. It's not a shoulder charge.
Was that a penalty then to Huddersfield?
That will be a penalty to Huddersfield because he's pushing him away from the ball.
Oh, now there's a groan from the South Stand because they know what's been looked at here.
Two players running for the ball in shoulder charge, but he can't push.
A shake of the head from Jamie Peacock. And that was the last.
Well, the game's not over yet, Bill. We've got to have a penalty yet. There'll be a penalty to Huddersfield. They'll have to play it.
Well, the players are shaking hands with each other. The players unaware that we've still got to have that. And Danny Brough takes the penalty, taps it over the roof of the stand. And the Huddersfield Giants maintain their grip over the Leeds Rhinos. 4 in a row now of Leeds with a valiant last effort, denied by the video ref, a try that would have won them the game. The Giants get the win by 24 points to 22.
Yes, thanks very much, Bill. It took a while to get going, this Super League game. What a finish to that. Well, Johnny Keir, have you got your breath back yet?
What a finish, and it really was. They talk about what every minute to matter. Well, in this game, every second mattered there, and it was right until the hoots had gone and the final referee's, the video referee's decision, and I thought it was the correct one.
Steve-O, in agreement?
Yeah, I'd have to say that. You know, it's a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes, but the Leeds youngsters played exceptionally well. But I thought Danny Brough was outstanding. The same with Joe Wardle. They really dug in. He'll be disappointed, and he's every right to be disappointed, but he can be proud of those youngsters that he put in there tonight. They really stood up to the plate.
Yeah, first home Super League defeat of the season for the Leeds Rhinos. 251st game in charge for Brian McDermott. It means this great record of the Huddersfield Giants continues. 4 consecutive victories at Headingley Carnegie Stadium for them. They have not been beaten by Leeds since September 2011. 24 points to 22. More great live sport coming up for you on Sky Sports. It all starts Rugby League Friday and Saturday. Wigan Castleford, 7:30 p.m. on Sky Sports 1. And then on the red button on Sky Sports 1 again, 5 p.m. Catalan Dragons St Helens, that on Saturday. Well, they are now moving slowly up the table. I think you would say they still have not hit their straps yet, but this is a huge victory at the home of the Leeds Rhinos. Well, thanks very much for your company. What a great victory. What great entertainment. Thanks for joining us on Sky Sports. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Callum Watkins is away for the first try of the game. McGilvery has the strength and the footwork to get it in the corner. Ferris has got support from Wardle, and Wardle will canter away. Briscoe will win the race, or will he?
Watch all 6 Sky Sports channels on your mobile and online.
Last tackle. He's looking for the crossfield kick. And it's worked a treat.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Isuzu D-Max sponsors Sky Sports coverage of the Super League.
Tomorrow, Super League, Wigan Castleford on Sky Sports 1 at 7:30. On Saturday, Rugby Union, New Zealand face England on Sky Sports 1 at 8 a.m. And it's South Africa-Wales on Sky Sports 1 at 3:30.
This is Sky Sports, your home of sport.
Citroën, créative technologie. Now.
And now with 6 months free unlimited music with Deezer. The Samsung Galaxy S5.
Active Man helps provide you with the nutrients you need to optimize performance and assist recovery. Active Man. Power up.
For everything he does for you, Moonpig's got all kinds of cards and gifts for him. From premium personalised ales to a gardener's grow kit or the homebrew set he's always wanted. And now get his Moonpig card free with selected gifts. Because dads are the best.
Moonpig.com.
Here at NetBet, we wanted to make sport more exciting. Whoopsie. What about just one kind of football? Maybe not. Then we cracked it! Up to a £100 bonus on your first deposit! NetBet, making sport more exciting.
It's a fourth win in Hungary! It's a first win for Mercedes! Hamilton wins the Hungarian